Let's get it.
It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. And as always, I'm so glad to see it. I truly thank the Most High for another opportunity to say something about Him. And to walk out my testimony another day. I hope everyone else is well and that you're able to get out and enjoy this day as I am. Getting in some fresh air, some sunshine, and hopefully some exercise. And I'll repeat that. I hope everyone else is well and that you too are able to get out and enjoy this beautiful day that the Most High has given us and made for us to rejoice in, and that you're able to get in that fresh air, sunshine, and exercise. And hopefully enough exercise to cause a good sweat. That's the secret to cleaning your body, purging yourself of toxins that's bad for you. Sweat. Pardon me. I did have a great thought I wanted to share once again. And I'm starting to notice a pattern with how the Most High give me these ideas and these thoughts. He's not giving them to me over in the mornings as much. And like I say, as much, I'm not trying to put him in a box to how he's doing things or how he will do things in the future. Because I still need to make myself available at night or over in the morning for him to relay a thought over to me. But as of late, he's been giving me my thoughts in the morning or not too long before I come out here to the parks. But I appreciate it. Either way he does it, as long as he keep on talking to me. Like David said, don't take your Ruach HaKodesh away from me. Don't take your love away from me. But the thought that I had today is a quite simple one. And it's one that the Most High impressed in my spirit after I heard a reading by our sister Felina. She's back to reading the book of Genesis, and she was in the chapter, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 31st chapter, where we hear the story of Jacob going back to face his brother Esau. And that story really impressed on me this idea. You talk the talk, now what? Walk it out. You talk the talk, now what? Walk it out. And see, as I listened to that reading, and after I went back and studied it for myself, I saw that Jacob had no choice but to walk it out, literally, when he was approaching Esau and Esau's mighty men. So he went and did what we all should do. And see, this is what I'm saying we need to do now. This is the now what. He went and prayed to the Most High and told him all about his troubles. Oh boy, that old Baptist hymnal. Let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our yearning cry. He will answer by and by. And see, how many of us know we don't have time for no by and by answered prayers these days. We need to have an answered prayer today. Not tomorrow, but today. Just like with with Jacob approaching Esau. And see, he knew Esau had already put out the word. Oh boy, I know some y'all be like, this nigga crazy. Why he always laughing and kidding around? But Jacob knew. Jacob knew that Esau told him. And why I'm laughing is because our parents, well, my mother in particular, she was like, I'm gonna get you. We would be in the she would be out in the audience. Well, first she was in the choir, and she would be watching us like a hawk from the choir, and she would be like looking around people, trying to get our attention, sitting straight up. My mother is a skinny, a thin lady, and she's very tall. That's where we get our height from, her side of the family. But she would be sitting there, and see, I'd be watching her. But my brother Larry, he don't care. He like, I don't care. I take the L. he like, I take the L because basically her whoopings don't really bother me anymore. That's where his mentality was. But she would sit straight up and look around and do like, I'm gonna get you. And we knew, oh boy, when we get to the house, we're gonna get that show enough. And then things progressed to where we was in the choir, and she was in the audience, and she was still doing the same thing, but more or less trying to keep my brother trying to keep my brother Larry awoke. And she would always have me to bump him and tell her, Mama, won't you? And she's like, wake up. Wake Larry up. Oh, those days. Them good old days, as folks say. We didn't see them as good old days then because we didn't really want to be there. Although we loved to sing, we just didn't like being forced to sing. And I guess at the same time, we weren't too excited, like I said about this last hymnal. We weren't excited about them words. Pardon me. And it goes without saying, once again, I do a lot of spitting because of that stroke. I have the wet mouth, I guess. I don't know how you explain it, but ever since I had that stroke, I do a whole lot more spitting. And at the same time, my mouth was very crooked at one time, and I was slobber when I talk. So it just became a habit for me to spit while I'm talking so I wouldn't be slobbering. But anyway, I did have a few scripts that I wanted to go over that the Most High impressed in my heart and mind today, as far as us talking the talk and the now what? What are we to do now? And the first one is Psalms 107 and verse 2. Let the redeemed of the Most High say so, whom he have redeemed from the hand of his enemy. And see, what I didn't mention that I think is very important, Jacob had a relationship with the Most High. See, he by this time he had some encounters, some situations, and he's seen the Most High's hand at work in his life. So he had faith in the Most High by this time. So he knew that he could trust him. And he knew to go to the Most High with his problems. And see, the Most High won't gonna give him no by answer. And see, that ain't nothing but a trick of the enemy. He wants us to believe that we're not gonna have total victory until we leave this earth. And that's not true. That's not true. We're gonna have our piece of cake now, or a piece of the pie now. And see, that's why I get so adamant at times and so frustrated and upset with some of our folks. And notice I say some. Whenever I say something about a group of people, I don't never mean all of them, because there's good in some, and in almost every grouping of people there's some good. And once again, like I said, almost. But however, we're to have faith in the Most High and speak it. And like I say, like this thought is today, in talking it out, we need to walk it out. And that first step of walking it out is seeking the Most High's face through his Ruach HaKodesh as what's the next move. Okay, Pop, what do I do next? And see, he loves it when we go back to him and inquire of him, like David says. And David inquired of the Most High consistently. Pardon me. Thank you, Most High, I say that. And that reminds me of yesterday when I ran into my friend Derek, the fellow that was in the park at one time I used to see almost every day. And we got to know each other and broke bread and shared each other's war stories, I guess you can say. But as I was telling him yesterday, it becomes a lifestyle when you're doing the right thing. Just like he was like, I see you still working out. I'm like, I don't have no choice. I love living. I don't want to stroke out no more. See, that's a bad feeling when you wake up and you don't have, what's that prayer? Control of all of your facilities, control of all your limbs, can't talk, can't walk. Yes, sir. Just like that prophecy that Yahushua told Peter, it's gonna come a time when folks have to carry you here and carry you there, leading you around, and you really don't want to go. And see, that's how a stroke feels. It's not that folks are leading you, it's that they have to carry you. And oh boy, what a bad feeling. And see, like I said yesterday also, what I mentioned yesterday wasn't when the doctor showed me those 3 long earthworm looking blood clots he poured out of my veins. That's not my most important motivational factor in my life. It helped, trust me. But the most important and most motivational factor in my life is the Most High. And when I call on him, he answers. And see, when you get that point down in your mind and in your heart, that when I call on my Father, he's going to answer me, that becomes a lifestyle. And you start doing what I like calling leaning in and depending on him more. You lean in for the word, and like John leaned on his shoulder. See, John called himself the one that Yahushua loved. And see, I have to echo that call. I'm one of the ones he loves also. So part of my walking the walk and talking the talk is in total dependence on him daily. Pardon me. I'm a little hoarse from yesterday, I believe. Boy, I went in yesterday. And like I was saying, part of the recording I edited out. I didn't plan on saying all that. And I don't never plan none of these conversations. I take the idea from the Most High and let him speak through me. And every now and again, I'll add a memory that he brings back to me. But this is his orchestration. This is his orchestra. And if we learn to, like I said also yesterday and the day before, to just present ourselves to him as a vessel of honor and saying, use me any way you want to use me. I'll go. When you say go, how you say go, and why, I don't need to know. But we're going to see if we can get in our workout today. And I had a few more scripts I did want to read over, but I think we got our idea over today. that I will read one more, and that's 2 Corinthians 4:13. We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe and therefore I have spoken. We also believe and therefore we speak. And the question is, why do you believe? What makes you believe in an entity that you can't see? Or in the spirit life or the spirit realm altogether? And I have to say, you have to have history. That's the word I wanted to say. You have a history with the Most High. He's revealed himself to you. And see, he don't reveal himself to everybody. And see, I heard a fellow say that a few months ago. Amore, he said, those of us that was seeking the Most High right before the awakening, we were the ones he woke up first. And we're the ones he's using now to wake up our brothers and sisters. So don't take it for granted. If you're awoke or not awoke, check your life. Check your walk. And see, it's all about the information you've been given and how you deal with it. And I must say, I don't mean to pick on the church. I'm not picking on the church. I'm picking on busters out of the church. Those fake Negroes that's doing our people harm. And see, when I be thinking about them, I be wanting to put hands on them. But the Most High says vengeance is his. But we have to think about those things when we're doing the call that the Most High has on our life. We're combating those jokers. We're on the other side of the battle lines. See, they have jumped ship. They have slid over in the dark and went on over to the other side. And now that it's day, they're being revealed and we see them. You say, okay, I'm gonna get you. Oh boy, like my mama said, I'm gonna get you. But we have to leave that in the Most High's hand to deal. And that's another most important thing that I was thinking about as far as being a motivational factor in my life after the Most High, and that is pain. See, going through pain, it is the best teacher. Like I say, pain taught me no. Pain taught me to say, no, I can't do that no more. That's just like when young ladies be flirting with me. I see the trouble coming. I say, no, been there, done that. I can't do that no more. And like I be walking, sometimes riding my bike, sometimes I smell that marijuana. I say, no, even though I smell it, I say, that's that fire there. That's that fire. But that fire burnt me too many times. And I can't present myself back over to that life. See, that's why I have to present myself to the Most High daily as a living sacrifice, as the text says. To be used of him, to speak through, and to be a living example, a picture, an image, a living image of what a man of the Most High looks like. Okay, let's get it. Yes, indeed. Like I said, it's an absolutely gorgeous day out here in the Carolinas. Even though we're getting some of that tropical storm passed over today, and I think tomorrow. But we have our hand-in-hand umbrella, so we're gonna get out here and get it in. I haven't ridden in the rain yet. But since I've been back riding here in the last year, but I rode in the rain plenty of days as a chap. Like I said, riding the bike, that was one of my loves. And see, that's when I was doing it for fun. That's when I was doing it to get out the house, explore different sides of the town, or should I say small city now, and to see them gals. Ain't no need to lie about it. To see and to be seen. But I thank the Most High for deliverance. And I said on yesterday that the Most High has delivered me from cussing. And see, that was a statement of faith. Because I do believe he has, and he continually checks me with the words that come out of my mouth. However, I can't say that I'm perfect in that area of my life yet. But I thank the Most High that I'm getting better every day. And that's my transparency spill of the day. Because it's important, like the text says, to tell your brothers and sisters your shortcomings. And see what that does, it puts you out there. It makes you responsible for your own soul salvation. And it's a reminder that somebody is always watching. And you reveal that part of yourself that needs prayer and a watchful eye from time to time. And that ice cold checking. Oh boy. It reminds me once again, I gotta say this, of when we was in that church. That same church my mama was getting at us. We had like 2 or 3 more people that was always consistently getting on us. And I think they thought they was doing the right thing as far as trying to discipline us as being in a single parent home with our mother. But them niggas they were borderline abusing us. And after I think about it, I see why they was treating us like they was treating us, because they was treating their children the same way. Thumping them on the head and thumping their ears. And we like, no, we're not having that. So we go tell daddy, and daddy give a call to mama. And mama's forced to go and have a little conversation with those dudes. And they was ushers. See, they was part of my mama's team at first, who kept an eye on us while she was in the choir, or doing something else. Now at the same time I speak on those folks, or should I say those gents, the Most High had a few more, well, like 4 or 5 more that was genuinely there to help. that we genuinely looked up to. And I can call them out now: Jones, Taylor, Chandler, Wilson, Williams. Those men were there for us, and they was genuinely like our big brothers. And I thank the Most High for them. Boy, what a rush that was, just speaking that. Because see, as much as we get on the church, we have to also realize that the Most High is working in those situations. Even if it's an overall bad situation, he's working it out for our good. And he's putting in his, what's the word I just had? His agents of good to counter the agents of evil that's surrounding us always. And this is every day in our present lives, in our past lives. If we sit down, like I said on yesterday, and slow down, then we will start seeing the hand of the Most High, how he has always been at work in our lives. And that was another song that was on my mind. Cheap, cheap talk goes round and round. Cheap, cheap talk goes round and round. And see, I don't want to be a cheap talker. I'm not going to be a cheap talker. I wasn't a cheap talker when I was in the world system, working for being an agent of evil. And I'm not going to switch over now to being a cheap talker in the Most High's kingdom. And what I mean by that, I don't walk it out. And see, a lot of folks don't walk it out. They're just talkers. They're simply talkers, and the Most High is not having it. He's not having it. Just like I said, judgment starts in the house. And that house judgment is going down now. But let's get it.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the corner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
No time to play games, no Nintendo. I keep it real in the truth, no pretend. You get the real thing, ain't no demo. We setting up shop in the ghetto. Pull a bruise out the slums. Here we go. This is straight talk, no echo. We do laws, statute commandments. Hello. Got me strumming like a banjo. Got me sitting, I was once sitting low. Had to repent for them sins I once sold. Now cry a lot of spare, now I let it show. The rule I hit you, how you like, whoa. All in these scripts, all these verses I throw. It's straight narrow, and they ain't letting go. By my Father biz, man, it's something you need to know. On with the word at my ammo. Jumping, stumbling blocks, ain't stubbing in my toe.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the corner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
Trusting in the Father, everything I do. Been washed clean, I gotta stay true. Woolly hair rockin', I'm a Hebrew. Quam Yasharah, yeah, that's my crew. Elevated couple levels, spiritually I done grew. Had to lead the world, I I guess I'm acting brand new. Prayer line to the heaven on your hood, get me through. Faith in the Mashiach, another breakthrough. True Umunah, man, ain't no miscue. Sold out to the Abba, to my people, Yahoo. Bible study poppin', all these scriptures run through. Psalms 19 and 9, the word and the truth. It's about salvation, the Father got our back, no matter what we facing. They can quit tracing, ain't no replacing. Go and find your hood and it's so amazing. Fruits of the Spirit I'm embracing. All esteem to the Most I'm praising. Halal, my arms raising.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the corner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right. We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the corner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
No time to play games, no Nintendo. I keep it real in the truth, no pretendo. You get the real thing, ain't no demo. We setting up shop in the ghetto. Pull a bruise out the slums, here we go. This that straight talk, no echo. We do laws, statute commandments, hello. Got me strumming like a banjo. Got me sitting, I was once sitting low. Had to repent for them sins I once sold. Now cry a lot of spare, now I let it show. The rule I hit you, how you like, whoa. All in these scripts, all these verses I throw, it's straight narrow, and they ain't letting go. By my Father biz, man, it's something you need to know. On with the word at my ammo, jumping, stumbling blocks, ain't stubbing my toe.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the corner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
Trusting in the Father, everything I do. Been washed clean, I gotta stay true. Woolly hair rockin', I'm a Hebrew. Quam Yasharah, yeah, that's my crew. Elevated couple levels, spiritually I done grew. Had to lead the world, I guess I'm acting brand new. Prayer line to the heaven on your hood, get me through. Faith in the Mashiach.
That's just like me being transparent with some of my shortcomings. It's the same thing as me saying I'm gonna do something positive. I gotta walk that thing out in order to have any kind of credibility. Oh boy, that's the word there for today. Credibility. Let's look that up. We have time, we ain't in no rush, are we? You in a rush? Bear with a brother for a minute. Let's get our word for today. Thank you, Most High, for that word. And the word credibility, let me make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Hold on. Credibility, yeah, I did it right. The quality of being trusted and believed in. The quality of being convincing or believable. Another term for that is street cred. Street credibility. Which I had, like I just said before. I ain't do a whole lot of talking when I was out there, living like a hellion. No, living the life of a hellion, being a hellion, being a heathen. No, I was doing it. I was doing it. But all praises to the Most High. We're on the righteous path now. And we have righteous credibility. We're able to speak truth. Like this text for today, this word for today, this idea for today is we're able to talk the talk and then to walk the walk. Hallelujah. Let's get it. I'm making my rounds here at the park on my bike, and no, I'm not recording today my ride because of a rookie mistake I made in charging my cam. I charged it like an hour last evening after I uploaded my recordings onto my computer. But I made the mistake of unhooking it last night and not letting it sit on the charger all night. But that's okay, we live and learn, huh? But I just had to come back. As I was riding, the Most High told me, he said, stop fighting your battles as if they're the war. Stop fighting your battles as if they are the war. And he reminded me of something that I've learned on the streets. And that is, you're not trying to be pretty in a fight. You're trying to end this thing as soon as possible. For one, you don't want to get hurt. And for two, you don't never know who's with that fella you're throwing them hands on. But we can't keep fighting this war as if it's the battle, and vice versa. We can't keep treating a chess game like it's checkers, and vice versa. When we know we're in a scrimmage within a war, we need to end that scrimmage as soon as possible. Go on and put foot to butt and lay that joker down. That's just like, this is a dibbling and a dabbling issue. But you still dibbling and dabbling in them secret sins, like Moray Dwayne Harris speaks about here lately a lot, then you can have issues with the overall war, because you're losing the battles every time. And the whole point about it is you're losing the battle to the same old demon. At least if you're gonna lose a battle, lose one to a higher grade demon or a higher ranked demon. You only learn your lesson and get on going. And I take this personally first. That's why it took me so long to air it, because I was searching my own heart to find myself in this idea, this thought. But stop fighting your battles as if they're the war. That's a mouthful there. And I finished I just got my first, uh-oh, don't want to do that. I just finished my first set of squats. Boy, I am not gonna fall out here on this bicycle. But I just finished, like I was saying, my first set of squats when the camera said I'm done. So that gave me the idea that maybe I don't need to be talking so much today either, because all things work together for our good. But yeah, that was a good idea, so I had to share it. Okay, let's finish up this ride. I have like this last lap. Let's get it. And fam, this is what I was talking about that fighting the battles like they're the war. We see this tree, this branch has failed. And I want to show you the location of it. The picnic table was right there where I was doing my squats out there on the field before. If most of y'all following me will remember, I was doing most of my squats in that spot because I like that turf. But who's to say by my not being hard-headed, when they moved the picnic table away from this spot, probably because of me, I'm sure, because I would do my squats right here and I would put my camera right there where you see the grass wore down. And who's to say that tree couldn't have fell right in that spot where I would sit from time to time and do my recordings on that picnic table. And we see where it tore off at. But the Most High reminded me of that thought he gave me and said, obedience is better than sacrifice. And see, someone else has moved this picnic table from where it was before, because it was over that way a bit more. I think they just moved it from there and back. So either way, it could have been an ugly incident if I didn't swallow my pride and say, okay, I'm gonna just do my squats in a whole nother area, period. But see, every now and again, the Most High would allow us to see what could have been. We don't always get the results that we would like. And a lot of times, as in that situation, I was doing my squats in the open. And see, when the Most High is building you up, sometimes he wants that seclusion, that personal time and that personal secret place with you. Like he said in the text, that which is done in the dark will be brought to the light. So sometimes he want to keep you in the dark and not let everybody see the progress day to day, because it's not for everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on another piece of wisdom the Most High just hit me with. It was like, stop putting all your energy in the wrong people. He said that saying about you reap what you sow ain't true. Not always. It was like, if you sow on stony ground, you're not gonna get a harvest back. So reaping what you sow has requirements to it. You gotta sow in good ground. Shalom.